We're running out of time, but there's still hope. Friday, 22nd of March 2019 at 10 p.m. David Attenborough is set to return to BBC One for a one-off film tackling climate change. In Climate Change, The Facts, Attenborough will examine the science of climate change and the potential solutions to this global threat. The documentary will also focus on the impact of global warming and explore the innovations, technology and actions available to viewers and the world's governments to prevent further damage. Many leading climate change scientists will also speak in the hour-long show, unpacking the science and delivering what the BBC describes as an unflinching examination of what could happen if global warming exceeds 1.5 degrees and major reductions in CO2 emissions are not made in the next decade. In the 20 years since I first started talking about the impact of climate change on our world, conditions have changed far faster than I ever imagined, Attenborough says in the film. It may sound frightening, but the scientific evidence is that if we have not taken dramatic action within the next decade, we could face irreversible damage to the natural world and the collapse of our societies. We're running out of time, but there's still hope. I believe that if we better understand the threat we face, the more likely it is that we can avoid such a catastrophic future. Climate Change, The Facts will form part of the BBC's Our Planet Matters season, highlighting environmental issues. Other shows include BBC One's Blue Planet Live, presented by Chris Packham, Liz Benin, and Steve Backshall, and an investigation into the use of plastics with Hugh Fearnley-Whittingstall. The season is a significant statement from the BBC, which has been criticised in the past for giving airtime to climate change deniers in an attempt to maintain balance. Most notably, in 2018 Ofcom ruled that Lord Nigel Lawson was not sufficiently challenged after he dismissed such environmental concerns as claptrap in a Radio 4 interview. In September 2018, a reported email from BBC News boss Fran Unsworth to journalists stated that man-made climate change exists and warned against false bias. To achieve impartiality, you do not need to include outright deniers of climate change in BBC coverage, wrote Unsworth, in the same way you would not have someone denying that Manchester United won 2-0 last Saturday. The referee has spoken. Climate Change, The Facts will air on BBC One this spring. Sign up for the free radiotimes.com